Welcome to this NCG video rules series in association with TaylorMade Golf. We are at the fabulous Sunningdale Heath Golf Club, and if you've ever had a situation out on the golf course where you haven't known what to do from a rules of golf perspective, this series is for you. We are delighted to be joined to take us through some common situations and some not so common situations by former European Tour referee John Paramor. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much.
Shall we get out on the golf course then and get to it?
I think that'd be a very good idea. It mustn't be late.
John, can I have some help here, please?
Steve, what appears to be the problem now?
I think my ball is in an animal hole.
I'd have to say, looking at the area around here, I would tend to agree with you. And certainly under the 2019 code, you're entitled to relief from holes made by any animal. So that's not an issue. My only issue is, could you play the stroke if the animal hole was not here? Could you play it in some way? Yes, well,
yeah,
that's satisfied me. Yeah, that's okay. So the ball would have been playable if the hole had not been there and your ball was so placed. So you are entitled to relief. And of course, it's the nearest point of relief where that hole no longer has any interference for the intended shot or intended stance, and then a club length from there to create your relief area.
So are you saying that if the animal hole had been here, for example, and there was no chance of me being able to take a shot, then even if the ball was in an animal hole, I couldn't have relief?
That's correct. It's because the stroke would not be a reasonable stroke. That's why you would be turned down for relief. You may remember a number of years ago, I had a similar instance with Seve Ballesteros, where he was close to a tree, very close to a large hole. He was claiming relief from what had been dug from the hole. And it certainly was dug by an animal, but the problem was, way back then in 1994, it had to be made by a burrowing animal. And I couldn't be convinced by looking at what I was looking at that it had been made by a burrowing animal. If Seve was here today, he would be given relief in the same situation. But unfortunately, at that time, relief was not available.
You had a fantastic conversation with him about that ruling. Can you just explain some of the things that he said to you? I believe he asked you to put your hand in the hole at one point, didn't he?
Well, I was obviously keen. I wanted to try and find some evidence of this burrowing animal, if I could. And there was a smaller hole within the bigger hole, and I probed it with my finger. And at that moment, he put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Be careful, it might bite." And I thought that was a classic remark, considering it was quite a tension-filled period. And, you know, this is the 72nd hole of the final tournament of the season, and he was tied for the lead. So there was a lot of pressure around. And I thought to come out with a kind of warning joke about something that may or may not be in a hole, I found was quite funny, but I did have to fight to stop from giggling at that remark.
So thankfully, you've decided that my ball's in an animal hole and I can take relief because I could have played a shot. So how am I taking relief in this instance?
Just the nearest point of relief and then one club length to prepare your relief area.
Brilliant. I hope my next shot is better than the first one was.
So do I.
Well, hopefully that has cleared up that particular rules of golf issue for you. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can contact me at our website, nationalclubgolfer.com. A huge thank you to John Paramor for being involved in this NCG Rules of Golf video series in association with TaylorMade Golf, and for Sunningdale Heath for being such gracious hosts. And if you like these videos, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.